It's time for the Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah. The Trucker John live stream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit. Hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Well, yeah, it's the Trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John live stream is the best thing you've ever seen.
Shout for the Trucker John live stream, gonna be a good time. Oh yeah, the Trucker John live stream, come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time. Trucker John live stream is gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit, hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Oh yeah, it's the Trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John live stream is the best thing you've ever seen.
It's time for the Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah, the Trucker John live stream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time. Trucker John live stream. It's gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit, hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Oh yeah, it's the Trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John live stream is the best thing you've ever seen. It's time for the Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah, the Trucker John live stream. Come on for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time. Trucker John live stream. It's gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit, hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Oh yeah, it's the Trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch him out, he's heading south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John live stream is the best thing you've ever seen. It's a good time, good time, good time. Trucker John live stream. It's gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit, hush it now. Gonna talk a little smack, gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Wanna get the chocolate on last street. He's the biggest ever seen. Watch your mouth, he said so. Ready to show what that means, but if there's one thing I know, the chocolate on last street is the best thing you've ever seen. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the truck of John Love Street is the best thing you've ever seen. Oh. It's time for the truck that jump stream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah, the truck that John live stream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time. Truck that John live stream. It's gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time and go alive. Gonna talk some shit. Hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Oh yeah, it's the truck of John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the truck of John live stream is the best thing you've ever seen.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. Trucker John.
There, mic on. Sorry about that flutter. I don't know what's going on with that. It's really frustrating. I was almost not gonna do any music or whatever because I don't know how that flutter. I don't know how to fix it. I don't know. It does seem to be not as bad, or when if I have the mic on, if I keep the mic on. So maybe I'll just have to keep the mic on from now on. But it's then the sound goes to this real weird tinny sound. So you just can't win. But anyhow, good to see everybody. Here we are, post-show hangout. Most of you guys that are in here, I think we're over at House, so that's kind of cool. First one in though was Shannon's Tigri. I don't believe I've ever seen Shannon's Tigri before, so thank you for being here, Shannon. Shannon's Tigri. Happy Saturday. Chris is here. We got Jackie. Roxanne Armfield's here. Super Saint. Not sure if I've ever seen Super Saint before either, so good to see Super Saint. Roxanne, yeah, I said that. Suzanne is here. 56 Nick Rich. Thanks for being here. Scotty B is here. Russ Webb is here. Chris is here. I said Chris already. Don O'Leary's here. Hello, Don. Good to see you. And I guess that's everybody. Super saying, hey, I've been here, but not live. Oh, okay. Well, thanks for being live. It is now 11:13 in the Pacific time zone, and it is already 89 degrees already. It's going to be, it says a high of 90. According to this, I think it says 99. It was 97. It looks like they've upgraded it to 99. EDC is in town. For those of you who don't know what EDC is, let's see if I know what it is. Electric Daisy Carnival, I think it's called. That's what it stands for. and it's basically and they play what's known as what the kids are calling EDM, electric dance music. It's basically a 3-day rave where about 500,000 people come together from all over the world, really, and in all parts of the country. They're here for 3 days, and what these wild and crazy kids do. No, I was going to say they take Molly and they eat shrooms and then they dance all night, but I shouldn't say that. I mean, I'm sure that goes on, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that are doing those kind of drugs, but not everybody does those drugs. But anyhow, they are up all night. They start going in, they start heading out there at about 8, 9 o'clock in the evening, and then they're there until the sun comes up, and they do this for 3 days. And I can't believe it's already been a whole year. It seems just like yesterday that EDC was here. I mean, it's flown by so fast. I can't believe how fast time is flown by. And EDC is here, 500,000 people, and I took a few people out there last night. I will say that it's a lot quicker getting in, so I don't know if that means that there's less people. Maybe there's not 500,000. Last year they said it was 500,000. I don't know. I haven't really heard any reports of attendance this year. But what was taking me about 3 hours to get from Vegas out to the racetrack, which is about 12 or 13 miles, or maybe somewhere around there, 14 miles up the freeway. So what was like about say a 13-mile trip last year, it was taking about 3 hours from pickup to drop off. This year, it's probably taken me about 20 minutes, I would say. I mean, it's been really quick getting in there. I think I only did 2 trips in last night, actually. And then all the rest were other places. But, so I don't know, I'm not sure what to think of that, because I didn't really see any changes in the way they set up the routes in, so although, well, you know what, I stand corrected. The first trip I went into, they did, now according to the route that Uber gave me on the navigation, and according to the signs that they had posted along the freeway, they did have this route that was very different than last year, where you would get off the freeway and the racetrack is on, let's say it's on the south side. And you get off the freeway and then you cross the freeway and then take this other frontage road on the other side of the freeway, and you go for a couple miles, and then you would come back to the freeway, go on take the underpass, and that was supposed to go right into the rideshare drop-off area. But when we got all the way to that underpass area, they had it all blocked off, and they had cops there, and they were directing us to get back on the freeway, heading back towards Vegas. And I rolled my window down, and I asked the cop, "Where's the rideshare? This is supposed to be rideshare." And he just goes, "Get on the freeway, get on the freeway." So I got on the on-ramp, and then all the other rideshares that were ahead of me, there was like 4 or 5 other rideshare cars. They all stopped, and all their people started getting out, because they were just going to get out and walk. They didn't want to go back. So the passenger I had, he said, "Yeah, I'll get out here too." And I go, "Okay, if that's what you want to do." And from there, it was kind of a short walk. I think it was probably, I would say, no more than a half a mile. And these kids are all young, in their 20s, and they can handle a half a mile, no problem. So that's why, and that only took like 20 minutes or whatever. So then a little while later, I picked up some other people from Vegas to take them out there. And the line was a little longer, because then they changed it. Apparently someone had made a mistake about that route. And they updated it on the Uber app, and they updated it on their signs, their road signs. So instead of taking that frontage road on the other side of the freeway, it just had us take a main street, or that went right back into the racetrack, into the parking and drop-off area. And that had a little bit bigger line, but still, it was moved really fast. It was only, like I said, that trip might have taken half an hour from Vegas to the drop-off at the most. So it's a lot better than last year, where it was literally 3 hours. And when you're in an Uber with 3 hours with strangers, by the end of that 3 hours, you are no longer strangers. And there goes my gosh darn green screen. Oh man, I'm so pissed off right now. You don't know how pissed off I am right now. Because now I have a green screen falling apart. Now I wonder if I could just, will this work? No, then you get, no, that's not gonna work. Okay, so I could just leave it. Whatever, I don't know. I'm so pissed off. Anyhow, should I leave it? I mean, hey, this is Trucker John channel, man. Trucker John live stream. This is what happens. We get green screens that are drooping down. All right, so I've been blabbing here. What do you guys got going on? I don't know. Suzanne's in here. You know, Suzanne, I noticed right off the bat, before anything has happened, you automatically bring up Wes. I'm going to try to choose my words wisely here. I see there's a little bit of drama going on in the chat, and it seems like you're the one that started the shit. You come in here right off the bat, before Wes is even in the chat, and you start bringing up Wes. And start saying how you're so picked on. You're so picked on. So what, you know. Maybe if you just didn't say anything and just maybe actually waited for something to happen before you start complaining. Anyhow, here's Midas Kevin. He says hi. Hello, Kevin. Wes. Speaking of Wes, says it's 83 and sunny in Rockford, Illinois. Roxanne says we agree. You're both talking. Just leave each other alone and just stop. It's just ridiculous. Nick Rich, I can hang out here for another half an hour. Spring finds more things for me to do. Absolutely. Hey, man, I'm glad you're here while you're here. Thanks for stopping by. I know that there's lots of stuff to do. So, Mozart says, I love this story about the various routes to the electric daisy garden. That was a great story, wasn't it? West Web, me too. The outdoors is calling me. Okay, go have fun outdoors then. West Web, relax, John. I thought my screen cracked. Yeah, I don't know. I could get up and fix it, but I don't even feel like fixing it. It's all good, says that there. The show is ruined. I don't mind your kitchen. You can't see my kitchen. Chris, Wonder Mom 72 is all over on Twitch. Oh, it's all alone on Twitch. Yeah, poor old Twitch. Poor Twitch. The other day I got seven views on Twitch, which I think might be an all-time high. Hey, James Hermio's here, says we'll be in and out. Laundry before work. Get that laundry done. As you guys saw in the last show, I still have a pile of laundry over here I need to get done. Mozart, Trucker John gets me. Super Saint Big Hook, I would share if you would share. Oh, I didn't see Big Hook is in here. I didn't say hi to Big Hook, apparently. I think I skipped Big Hook unintentionally. Because I don't see Big Hook. I don't see Big Hook. Maybe Big Hook blocked me. Oh, there's Big Hook. What would you do for a Klondike bar? What would you do for a Klondike bar? Nothing. I like Klondike bars, Klondike bars just as much as the next guy, but there's not. I wouldn't do anything crazy for one. You know, if you're not going to give me one, I'll just go buy my own or whatever. You know. I guess Mish is here. Oh, there's Mish. Happy Saturday to Mish. Good to see Mish. So anywho, here we are with my fancy. That really isn't a green screen coming undone. That really is just a graphic. That's what I'm going with. That's just a graphic, just to give it sort of a distressed look, maybe, you know? Something like that. Not every live stream has that look of the wall falling down or whatever. The wall peeling apart. You don't get that everywhere, you know? Super Saint says, Scotty B, I see your typed words, but I wasn't sure if I had missed the message you want me to receive or if it's scrolled too far up to retrieve. Mozart says, I would accept the offer of a free Klondike bar, but that's about it. Yes, I would kindly receive the offer of a free one, but I'm not going to do anything crazy. Roxanne says, that's okay, Trucker John, laundry is going. Yeah, it'll still be there. It ain't gonna walk away. But it ain't gonna wash itself either. So. Big Hook says, I see you shared my same sentiments of Dusty Smith on Mr. Spock's recommendation. Yeah, extremists seeking clicks. Yeah, exactly. Clickbait. Or I don't know if you call it clickbait, but you know, yeah, absolutely Big Hook. And the thing is, here's the sick thing about it. I was thinking, I wonder if I should do that. What if I should do that kind of thing and just start screaming about how the oligarchs are all out to get you, and it's a uniparty, and Joe Biden is he's just as evil and sick and corrupted as Trump, and just sort of you know, really get that type of viewership, you know. But I can't do it, guys. I just can't do it. I gotta be true to myself, and I just can't do that. I think Joe Biden's a good guy. I think he's a good man. I think he's doing a good job. I think he's doing the best he can. Everyone can have some criticisms. No one's perfect. You know, everyone makes mistakes. No one's 100% perfect. I'm not a person who expect, you know, this purity test. I don't expect perfection. All I expect is you to do the best you can do, and if you have your priorities straight, you know, especially as a president or as an elected representative, you know, if you're putting the country first and your people first, and over, you know, just about anything else, then that's fine. And if your ideologies line up with mine, you know, the basics like, you know, healthcare and, you know, labor, you know, wages, the environmental issues, you know, bodily autonomy, you know, equal rights, civil rights, all that kind of stuff. If you line up pretty much on those areas, then that's really all I expect. You know, I don't expect you to be, you know, walking on water. Hey, there's Jolie. Good to see you. She's at the airport picking up my babies. Can't wait to see them. Just thought I would pop in while waiting for the plane to land. Well, thanks for popping in, Jolie. Hope you're having a great time. Saw you down there. You saw your picture. Hope you get some sunscreen. Looks like you've been getting a lot of sun. So I don't want you to get, looks like you might be getting a little burnt. So be careful. Get a little sunscreen on you so you don't get too burnt. Scotty B says, sorry, John, just trying to help Super Saint. Okay. Okay. I'm not exactly sure what you guys are going on about, but yeah. If you can help, help. I don't know. Big Hook says, yeah, it's a dark rabbit hole to go down, and we don't need another Alex Jones. No, we don't. Let's see. Everyone's saying hi to Jolie. And Mish is saying, I guess, hi to a bunch of people. I'm just sort of reading these here. This coffee's good today. Came out good. Having me a nice cup of coffee. Hope I'm not slurping too loud. Do you guys think I should fix the green screen? Because it's kind of bugging me. But it's kind of a whole process. Because then I got to slide I have a table in front of me. I got to slide that forward and not knock anything over. And then I got to walk over over there and fix it. And then I got to come back, sit down, and then slide the table back and again, try not to knock the camera over. So maybe, I guess we should just leave it. I don't know. Hey, Salt and Grease says 5 more minutes till diaper change. Is that the schedule for Trump? Is he ready for a new diaper? Mozart, I say do not fix the green screen. Okay. I guess it gives me a little, gives the show a little character. I don't know. Nick Rich, take your time, John. Okay, I'm taking my time. Hey, Keith Politz here. Keith says, my neighborhood is inundated with cicadas. I just saw a headline. I'm a headline reader. Very rarely do I read the article. Or maybe it was in my Weather Channel thing, where it said there was this inundation of cicadas. I think I read a little blurb, maybe the first little blurb of it, where it said it's something like this was like a 200-year buildup of these cicadas or something. I don't know. So and then you bring up the cicadas. So yeah, watch out for the cicadas. I think I'm saying it right. Big Hook says the Mischmeister is here. Don't fix it. You can gain viewers who will complain. I don't know about that. Well, I guess we'll see. West says diapers are a fact of the beginning of the end of many of our lives. So are you saying this is the beginning of the end for Trump? Don't get me all excited, Wes. Salt and Grease says Trigger John's green screen with skid mark. Yeah. Super Saint flaws add flair. West Webb, they are going nuts in central Illinois right now. Not so bad up in the north. You talking about the cicadas? That I hope I'm saying it right. We need what do we need? A swarm of seagulls to come and eat them, like the Mormons did, or whatever. Mozart, cicadas could be a great B horror movie. The cicadas are coming. In a world where cicadas rule. Chris, funny how life goes full circle. Yeah, that's right, huh? You start off wearing diapers and you end up wearing diapers. I'm not sure how funny that is, but yeah. I've always said that when I get to the point where I'm shitting my pants or whatever, I'm just gonna end it. You know what I mean by end it. But then, of course, as I get closer and closer to that age, then I kind of change my views on that, And it's one thing when you're 20 or 30 say, yeah, once I start shitting my pants, I'm just gonna, end it. But then when you start getting older and you're not too far away from that, you're like, well, maybe I can live with it. Those adult diapers are pretty snazzy. Keith Police says 13 and 17 years cicadas have synchronized for the first time since 1804. Is that what the 200-year thing was they were talking about? Which is over 200 years. But West Webb, I think you're right, Big Hook. They perseverate. Perseverate. I never heard that word, Mr. Teacher. On flaws. That's a new one on me. Nick Rich, how long have you been with us, Jolie? Well, who knows? Chris says, Trucker John, predators follow prey. Big Hook, Big Hook. 2 cycles of cicadas coincided 12-10 years cicadas at the same time. So that's the mess we're having now. The cicadas have teamed up. The 10-year and 12-year cycles have teamed up to take over the world. And only one man can stop them. And that man, Jason Statham. Scotty B says, Super Saint, I have to take my grandson driving in 15 minutes. Let me know. Let me know. Mish says, my kids have been told they are never allowed to wipe my ass. It's off to a home for me. They fight you on this? It seems like they would be like, okay, I don't want to wipe your ass either. Yeah, I guess that's the time is send me to the old folks home and hopefully have a nice nursing staff or whatever that will take care of that shit. Literally. Scotty B says, after I broke my back, 2 months of diapers sucked. Shit happens. Yeah, whew, I bet. Keith Polite, a bunch of cicadas is called a bloom. In bloom. Wasn't that a Nirvana song? Super Saint, yesterday was Endangered Species Day, and today more were added to the list. Sad. Yeah, it is sad. It is sad. It's amazing that the species keep getting added to the list. I'm surprised there's any species left. You know? All right, Jolie, her kids landed. She's got to go. So you have a great day, and you have a great time. And with your kids there, you're going to have a great time. Just put on some sunblock, please. I don't want you getting all peely and burnt and not feeling well. West Webb says, Dad wanted to travel. The Depends made that possible. Yeah, see, there you go. There you go. Oh, and on our way out, Jolie just reminding everybody, we got channel memberships and super chats. And you can support the show always by liking, subscribing, and sharing. That's the most awesome way. Also, we can do the Buy Me a Coffee. We've had a few people do that. And if I haven't thanked you enough for all the people who bought me a coffee, I just don't know if I can thank you enough. But I just will say thank you again. Thanks for all your support. And one of the great ways you can do that is by hitting the share button and share the show out. You can share it. Once you hit that share button, in case you've never done it, you'll see that it has like a Facebook link. These are mine because it depends on what you have, right? But for me, there's a Facebook link, there's an X link, there's Instagram link, there's Threads link. There's all kinds of links. I think Substack. And also you can send it to individual friends and family members. So the share button's really great. Westwood says exactly, Scotty B, all sorts of reasons. Prostate, colon, bladder troubles, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I know there's lots of reasons for that. I know. I'm just saying. I was just saying. When I was young, when I was 16 years old, I've told this story before, I worked at it's called Mission Linen Supply, and they were like this industrial linen, basically washing sheets and towels and things of this nature from hotels. And and old folks' homes, and when we got the ones from the nursing homes, you always had to be careful when you sorted those out because they would be rolled up, and a lot of times there'd be a little gift for you in there in that rolled up sheet in the form of a nice big turd. It was really gross. In the 100-degree heat, I was out there offloading trucks. So I think that's where I got that. I was like, hey man, when I get old and I gotta wear a diaper, then I'm just gonna end it, Now, like I said, as a 16-year-old, now as a 63-year-old, and I might not be too far from that. My attitude changes a little bit. James Jaramillo's here. Hey James, good to see you. If I didn't say so earlier, I thought that Trump alone can fix it. The Cicadas, glad you didn't choose him. Yeah, me too. Midas Kevin says, Nick Rich, I am the Viper. I come to wash and wipe the windows. There you go. Chris says, it's good that you got to visit with him. Focus on the happy. At Mish, talking to Mish. I'm sorry, I don't read all the chats because it's just, I will be a half hour behind, so I didn't see what was going on with Mish, but I hope things are going to be okay there. Super Saint says, Scotty B, I love you bunches. I've learned balance 3 times since almost getting killed by an 18-wheeler in 2002. But I'm a natural at gravity, free falling. Yeah, I've got falling down pat. Down pat. Big Hook likes the license plates of British Columbia. So, just thought I'd mention that. Okay, I'm going to skip down. We're talking about cicadas and grasshoppers. You know what? Speaking of cicadas, over at one of the charging stations, there's like a infestation of grasshoppers. And it just happened all of a sudden, and then they were there for a couple of days, and then they were kind of gone. And then I didn't go there last night, but the night before I was there, and there was a few still there. And where this charging station is at, it's a big parking lot, and right behind the charging station, a lot of times they stage trailers, or big, like the big 53-foot dry vans in there. And I was thinking that a truck must have brought something, must have had a load or something where there was a bunch of grasshoppers, because all of a sudden there was like thousands of them in this one little area of the parking lot. And I've never seen them there before, So my first thought was, I wonder if they came in on a truck somehow. I don't know. It's weird, but we got about thousands of grasshoppers over at this one charging station over here. Margot, diapers? It really depends. But Big Hook, I miss the spectacle of fireflies. Haven't seen one in close to 45 years, really? Wow. I've seen some more recent than that. Like when I was driving, I remember in some parts of the country, I remember seeing them. I think like in Iowa and Minnesota, they do seem to be more prevalent, and certainly because sometimes there's fireflies in California, but I don't think I've really seen one in California in a long time either. But certainly, I remember within the last 20 years seeing fireflies. I think it was in Iowa and Minnesota and up in that area. And maybe even down south I might have seen some. Chris says, I was close to needing a colostomy bag at age 44 after an operation. TMI? Well, no, I mean, no, I don't think that's TMI. Midas Kevin, the brown grasshoppers sting. The ones I've seen were more green. The green ones. Greenish. Donald Leary says, I saw a wasp the other day. Man, they should be out. Out what? Out. They should be out. Just out. Super Zay says, Scotty B, no, hun, I had to go get extension energy. Chris says, watch for bird populations to surge as well. Predators follow prey. Yeah, that's what you said earlier. Keith Philippe, Kung Fu trucking brought the grasshoppers. Probably, yeah. Grasshopper. But they didn't snatch the pebble. Let's see. Mr. Spock's here. Hey, Mr. Spock. Howdy, everyone. Okay, I'll give you the thing. Live long and prosper. I'm glad you're here, Mr. Spock. I don't know. I know we didn't have the greatest conversation last time, and so I'm glad you came back. Everyone, I just got back from a mission to save my huge planter. Laughing out loud, had to get a big saran wrap roll. I wrapped the rotted wood planter and saved it. Very good. Glad you saved your plant. Margot says, I believe MTG thinks they are micro machines coming to steal the votes. Give her time. Yeah. But only if she loses. Then she'll be... It's a fixed election. It's rigged. They had these micro grasshopper cicadas stealing the votes. I don't know. Was that MTG or I don't know what I was doing there. Big Hook says Tom Hartman was saying before that there seems to be a lack of insects as we destroy the wildlands. The bugs on windshields is a lot less from days before. I've heard Tom say that a lot about the windshields, and I can tell you as a truck driver that, especially in the spring, that my windshield will get so bad, especially like in the Midwest. Because there's some areas, yeah, like California, there's not very many bugs at all. But when you're going through the Midwest or all those cornfields and stuff, I would have to stop and wash my windshield. Like I would go through bottles of windshield wiper cleaner so much, just trying to keep the windows clean. And then I would stop at truck stops, multiple times a day. And I know Tom said he had callers that were truck drivers that say, I never have to wash my windshield anymore. But I didn't find that to be my case. Darlery, you don't even need to clean your windshields, no bugs. Well, maybe because my truck is up high, so the bugs were at that level, maybe. Scotty B says, my backyard has a lot of fireflies. They like the koi pond. Oh, wow. So that's pretty cool. Scotty B gets to watch fireflies. Westwood, I put my spiders out in the summer. They are usually in my shower. Ugh. Oh, that gives me the creeps. Ugh. Jackie needs to cut the grass. Super Say says purple martins were decimated after migration due to bird flu. A lot of migratory birds were unfortunately. And don't we have another bird flu coming around? That's not good. Chris says, West Webb, imagine humans having human problems. Life and shit happens. Yep, sure does. Gino Maynard, California has bugs. We have the best bugs. Hey, Gino Maynard, speaking of Gino Maynard, hello, Gino Maynard. I just wanted to say I was watching Don Lemon the other day, and he read one of your questions. And I thought that was really cool. Pretty sure it was you, right? Because I think he said, this is from Gino Maynard, And I forget the question now, but I thought, hey, I know Gino Maynard. So that was cool to do that, to hear that. Karen Richards says, stay away from the St. Lawrence River in, I guess, New York in July. The shad flies are horrific for 2 to 3 weeks. Yeah, so that's a good thing to stay away from it for that time. Mozart says, bird flu too, electric boogaloo. West Webb, not so many bugs in the desert. I mean, we have bugs and stuff, but they all seem to be not of the flying type so much. You know, they get on your windshields. But we do have bugs that get on your windshield. But yeah, not like the Midwest and the South. You know. Let's see. Scotty B says, "Take care, all peace. Have to put a foot through the floor. Loving out, Super Saint. Do know what more to do. Hugs." All right, Scotty B, thanks for being here. Good to see you, and hope to see you on the next one. Next scheduled show is Tuesday morning. I keep saying I'm going to do some more walk-arounds, but we'll see. But the next scheduled sit-down talk show will be Tuesday at 9 a.m. Pacific time, so hope to see you there. Jackie says, I spotted my first... what is that? I guess it's supposed to be a bug or something in the kitchen yesterday. I can't really see that emoji very good. I'm not good at emojis. Margot says, bird flu is in our milk. It's okay if it's pasteurized. Hey, Margot, good to see you, by the way. I don't even want to think about it. But it's a good thing we have pasteurization. That's all I got to say about that. Super Saint says it's the same one, just rotationary through ecosystems, or ecosystems, as some people like to say. Let's see. West Webb short ones, 1,000 steps, walk around the block. Walk around the block. I'm going to walk around the block today. Yeah, I don't think I'm quite ready for the 10,000 steps all in one deal. I could, if I broke it up, like someone suggested, it might have been Chris or somebody, like if I did 500 in the morning, let's say, or 5,000, yeah, and then 5,000 in the evening, I could probably do that if I broke it up. But to do all 10,000 all in one thing, my body just right now can't handle that, which is pretty sad because, you know, I used to run 4 miles and, you know, all that kind of stuff. But, you know, that was 30 years ago. So. What are you going to do? What, oh, that was a scorpion? Oh, okay. I couldn't see I really couldn't make it out. So, who had the scorpion? Jackie had a scorpion? Ugh, those are scary. Scorpions are scary. Keith Polite, climate crisis is messing with the insects and bird schedules. I think it's messing with everything. It's even messing with me. Mozart, Louis Pasteur, shout out, yes. Jason Hermino, okay, laundry is in the washer. Oh, okay. So now you got some time while it's in the cycle, whatever cycle it's going to be going through. Let's see. Wes says, I'm going to work outside in shorts and shirtless if anybody wants to send a drone to see an old half-naked hunchback. Oh, shirtless, huh? Gina Maynard says, 10,000 steps only if I strapped a Roomba to each foot. Well, I did the 2,000 steps. 10,000. Did I say 2,000? I did the 10,000 steps, but it about killed me. I mean, it literally would take me like 3 days to recover, which is ridiculous. That's ridiculous. To take 3 days to recover from walking 10,000 steps. That's ridiculous. It's unacceptable. I'm not gonna settle for it. I will get myself into better shape, but I guess I gotta start off with smaller increments. I gotta work my way up to it, which I never thought. I never thought that 10,000 steps would be a big deal. I never did. You know, because it's just walking, but it's proving to be a big deal. But I will get there. I'll get there. Big Hook says, yeah, the bird flu is a real threat, and it doesn't help when farmers don't allow testing so we can know to what extent we are at risk. Yeah, we should know. We should know that info. James is going to pass on your offer, Wes. And Roxanne says she's good. Yeah. Nick Rich says 50 minutes and no filters. Oh, you scoundrel, you. You are a scoundrel. All right, this is for Nick Rich. Purple beard guy coming at you. All right? Because I want Nick to be happy. Because when Nick is happy, then I'm happy. And I hope you're all happy. You know, and what else can I say? We just want to be happy. We just want to spread the happiness, you know. Screw the happiness. Just screw it. Who cares? Happiness is overrated. So, screw you and your happiness. Just, I hate it. I hate it. Wow. Talk about your polar opposites. I never really realized that before. How opposite Purple Beard Guy and Tough Cookie are. They're like each other's alter ego. Or something. James Hermano says, the quote, the old saying, Rome wasn't built in a day. That's true. Super Saint says, Scotty B, 134 pink Amazon endangered, 134 pink river dolphins boiled to death at the end of last summer. Oh my gosh, that's so sad. In February, ocean temp in Florida, hot tub temp. Oh yeah, too hot for kids. I think I remember hearing that. Yeah, that is just crazy. That is craziness. Nick Rich, still gotta go. Thanks, John. Okay, well at least you got a little bit. You got a little bit of the filters before you left. So, but thanks for being here, Nick. And I'll see you on the next one, hopefully. MJ Daniels here. Hey, MJ, good to see you, MJ. Hello, hello, hello. Make sure you hit that like button for me if you would do that. I would appreciate it. Mozart, I would hate for Purple Beard Guy and Cookie Man to be in the same room at the same time. Tell me about it. I got to put up with it all the time. One's over here and one's over there. I gotta stay in between them. I gotta separate them. Marco says, I lost 250 pounds after my divorce. Still can't find it. Laugh it out loud. That's a good one. Ba-da-boom. Let's see. Where did I leave off at? Keep Elite Marge flipped out this week. Who will do so next week? They're all crazy over there in that Republican Party. They're all crazy. They're so crazy. Super Saint says, Scotty B, once my mom cools off, we will figure Instagram out some way. Sweetie, thank you for trying. Take care, much love. So I don't know what was going on. I missed part of that little thread. West Webb says, he took the witch in the haunt the castle. That's the last I remember. Did she kill him? I have no idea what you're talking about. If you're talking about Tough Cookie is not the gingerbread man. So I don't know what you're talking about. James Hermio, number 42. Thank you so much. I see 43 likes, 30 watching. Let's keep it going. Let's get to 1 million. Big Hook says, sort of reminds me of the old joke, what do you call a woman who lost half her intelligence? Divorced. I'm not sure how I should take that. Anyhow, West Web, there is a congressional hearing coming up regarding sex trafficking charges. Well, there we go. Finally, right? Let's get that out in the open. Let's get that motherfucker gone. Hey, Brenda Triplets here. Hello, Brenda. How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you in the chat. And I've seen you around other chats, so nice to have you come by. Make sure you hit that like button for me. You know, we always want the like buttons. We always want to be liked. Chris says, Game of Thrones. Oh. Okay, so why was Wes talking about Game of Thrones? I do skip some of the chat, so I don't know what that... It must have been in reference to something that someone said. Super Saint says, there are many videos of yours that took me back to my 18-wheeler accident. You've seen some crazy road scenes. Do you ever have PTSD like I do? Not really. I don't think I have PTSD. But yeah, it does bring back little flashbacks or, you know, memories, triggers memories or whatever of some stuff. But I wouldn't say I have PTSD. I mean, I've had stuff, worse stuff, just before I started truck driving. Just driving as a regular four-wheeler that are worse. But anyhow, I don't want to talk about that. Chris says, because I said nothing fucks you harder than time. And so that went into the Game of Thrones thing? That Wes was talking about? Okay. Brenda Triplet says, we need to clean out the rot in Congress, vote and take someone with you. Yes, we do. Vote blue, big blue wave. You know, however you want to say it. We got to stop electing these goddamn Republicans. How many times I got to say it? Wes Webb says here about the golfer who ran over a cop. No, I didn't. Minus Kevin says, I'm with the Benny and Diane show when I say last night AOC and Jasmine Crockett just flipped the bitch switch on old Margie. You know what? And I kind of... It's not like MTG doesn't deserve to be, put in her place like that or whatever. But I kind of agree with Boston Brian. If you guys were listening, if you guys watched I'm sure, I think almost everybody was in there for Boston or for Hal Sparks today, right? And and then when Hal brought that up, and then Brian was talking about how, Crockett, I forget Brian's exact words, but my feeling is she gave MTG exactly what she wanted. She wanted that reaction. She wanted to get a reaction like that. And Crockett and AOC gave it to her. And so if you guys remember what Brian said, I kind of agree with that. And Hal was agreeing with it too. But it is kind of on the one hand, you're like, yeah, tell that bitch off, But then on the other hand, you're like, oh no, this is not going to look good, when they play this on the mainstream media or the right string media, and they've got a lot of material there to just make the Democrats look kind of unhinged or whatever. But having said all that, yeah, I mean, MTG deserved to get that, like, thrown in her face like that, but, so I kind of, it's kind of a mixed bag there, Big Hook says, boy, it sure is funny to see all the suck-ups to Trump fishing for pardon. Oh, speaking of that, Big Hook, let's put today's meme of the day, maybe. Could be this one. Can you guys see that? Is it big enough? We'll put it in crooked because that's goes well with today's theme. Oh shit. There we go. There. See, it says, clear the court of these Veep hopefuls. And that's in reference to, of course, all of the sycophants that rushed over to the courthouse to basically, as Hal Sparks said, we might as well keep some Hal Sparks references in there since this is the Hal Sparks post-show hangout. As Hal Sparks was saying, oh, there's like a moth. Talking about bugs, there's like a freaking moth in here now. Anyhow, because someone said, oh, about the sign. Someone had the sign that said bootlickers, and Hal said no, more like taint lickers. So anyhow, there you go. Super Saint says, I'm sorry if I triggered anything, Trucker John. Scotty B and I were connecting because a lot of us are dealing with chronic pain injury. I don't know if we triggered anything. You're good. We're all good. I think everyone's good. Marco says, I was there for it. We need to, let's see, where was that? We need some more pushback in the Democrat Party. Hold my hoops. Yeah, I mean, I get that, and I understand that, but I don't know if we need it like that. You know what I mean? But I think everyone understands, or at least most reasonable people, we understand because we all would like to tell Marge. I call her Marge. I think we would all like to tell her to her face what a disgusting, vile pile of shit she is. You know, so when we hear Crockett go off on her like that, and AOC, you know, we're like a part of it. We all want to. We are like, yeah, we're there, you know. But still, I think it just, you know, it's still not a good look. I think there's other ways of pushing back, you know, without getting into like, oh, baby girl and all this stuff, you know. It just doesn't sound very dignified for a House representative, you know, that's U.S. House, you know, House of Representatives, U.S. Congress. And I know the Republicans have given up on being dignified a long time ago, but that doesn't mean we have to stoop to their level. And that's kind of what Michelle Obama was saying when she said, when they go low, we go high, or whatever. And I think people misconstrued that to think that we can't fight back or we don't fight back. Yeah, we can fight back, but we don't have to get into the mud, because like that old saying is, when you wrestle pig in mud or whatever, it's just you get dirty and the pig likes it or whatever. So I know I've kind of screwed all that up, but you know, I understand the joy that it brought, because like I said, we all want to tell Marge to go fuck herself, but I just don't think it was a good look. But I think everyone will go on. We'll all go on and be just fine about it. Britta Triplet Fox will call Jasmine a nasty woman. James says, sometimes you got to fight fire with fire. Yeah, I know. I understand all that, but go replay Hal's show when Boston Brian was talking about it, and I agree with what Boston Brian was saying. I just don't have the brain power to bring it up, to you know, like a computer, just to replay it. Let's see. Donald Larry, how else dish it, serve it? How else dish it, serve it? MJ said, tell her to go fuck away and never come back. Brenda says she's so clueless and classless and clueless. Yeah, she's disgusting. MTG I'm talking about is disgusting, and so is that Anna, whatever the fuck her name is. She's right up there too. Even though I've just been seeing her lately because she was one of the sycophants. Somebody's like yelling out there or something. I don't know if you guys are hearing it or not. But anyhow, but yeah, they're all despicable. The plurables. They've outgrown the basket. Zani says they disrespected a woman of color. Midas Kevin says Don O'Leary. They did. I was surprised they didn't do that Chris Tucker Friday with Ice Cube going, damn. Yeah. Someone probably will. Yeah, Gina, Michelle never ran for office. Yeah, I would just, I don't know what that has to do with anything, but okay. She was just speaking her truth, you know. Super Saint says they are violating fundraising using official congressional committee position, violations, ethical, professional, office misuse of taxpayer funds. Vote for Marcus Flowers then, you people in Georgia, in that district. Of course, that district is probably, I guess, really infested with maggots, so good luck there. But Marcus Flowers seems like a really good dude. Maybe we should send him a few bucks. I'm always getting emails from him. Maybe I should send him a few bucks. I think I did in the last election. I haven't done it in this election because I think it's just, you know, not going to do anything. But Marcus Flowers, good guy. If you're whatever district that is, I forget the number. But if you live in Georgia in Marge's district, vote for Marcus Flowers. You know, and as many times as you can. I shouldn't joke that way because people take that like, oh, see, there is voter fraud because Trucker John said to vote as many times as you can vote. Bonnie, hey Bonnie, Agalana. Thanks for being here. First of all, I'm not sure if I've seen Bonnie in here before, so thank you for being here. I hope you hit the like button for me. They let Congress wait on their sorry butts so they could go to trial. I'll be pissed. I'd be pissed too. Yeah, I know. I get all that, and I think my first thought when I watched watched that video. I didn't watch tapes. I don't think it was video. My first thought was, oh my God, they are at their last nerve. MTG, that's what set off Crockett, you know, and then AOC was kind of coming to her defense, I guess. And I'm like, they're on their last nerve. And I don't blame them. I'm not blaming them. I'm just saying it was a very emotional reaction, and it happened. I'm just saying though, still, I don't think it's as good of a look as maybe we think it is. But I'm kind of divided. Part of me is like, yeah, you go, girl, fucking put her in her place, put MG in her place. But then also I'm like, I'm kind of cringing a little bit, like, oh, I can just see how the media is going to spin this, and they're going to say it's like, you know, that both sides do it, you know, whatever, you know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. I'm not saying that MTG didn't deserve it. Brilliant Triplet says Dim's messaging is not the problem. The mainstream media coverage is the problem. I tend to agree with that too, Brenda, because a lot of people say the Dim messaging is not good, and it hasn't been the best over the years, but I think they're getting better. And but I would say it is mainly the mainstream media. They have the blowtorch. They have the ability. They have the platforms, and they want to always make it a horse race. They don't really care about. They don't want one side to be leading the other side by a big margin. They want it to be close because then they feel that's what's going to get them ratings. But people will be watching if it's a close race. but it shouldn't be. If they're news, if these are news outlets, they really shouldn't worry about ratings like that. They should be putting the news first. The integrity, there should be some integrity in news gathering and news reporting. And that's the problem. They're putting ratings above integrity of reporting the news. And I can understand these are commercial outlets and ratings matter. That's how they sell their advertising. They get better, they can charge more for their advertising if they have better, more people watching. So I get all that, but my God. I mean, don't you think would people not watch if it was a blowout? Because sometimes there's a lot of people that like blowouts. Anyhow, I don't know, but I agree with that, Brenda. The Fox News in 2016 gave Donald Trump billions of dollars, what would be billions of dollars of advertising time. It was like free time because of all the coverage they gave him. So yeah, I agree with that. Tim Farrell's here. Tim Farrell says MTG gets away with so much. Even though she got body shamed, it was hard not to enjoy her getting attacked. Yeah, I enjoyed it, but I also kind of cringed at it because I'm thinking about the media, how they're going to spin it or show it, But, it's not going to be... At the end of the day, come November, what happened, was it yesterday, I guess, isn't going to fucking amount to a hill of beans. One way or the other. So I guess I'm worrying, I'm worrying about the wrong thing. Zunny says Georgia 14, I think. Thank you, Zunny. Yeah, whatever that is, if it's Georgia 14, whatever that district is, go vote for Marcus Flowers. And I know probably none of us even live there that's in this chat. But maybe someone listening, maybe someone knows somebody who lives there or around there. Just start saying Marcus Flowers. Marcus Flowers. Oh my God, there's a huge goddamn moth. We were talking about bugs. Oh my God. There's a moth in here that's about that big. You guys see it? And as soon as I'm done with this live stream, I'm going to hunt it down and I'm going to kill it. All right? I don't put bugs outside and all that shit. I fucking kill them. So as soon as I'm done with this, he's over there now somewhere. I'm going to kill that motherfucker. All right, guys? Just so you know. Bonnie Aguilera, close enough, Trucker John. Oh, I'm sorry if I'm not saying your name right. Bonnie Aguilera? I'm so sorry, Bonnie. I'm so sorry. Roxanne says MTG is one reason public discourse has gotten. Too bad she enjoys it. She wants to drag people down to her level. Absolutely. That's how I think so. There's that moth again. Oh my God. Oh my God. Where'd the moth go? Oh shit. Do you guys see the moth? It's right behind me, isn't it? It's somewhere over there now. I need to get something to kill it with. I don't even have a weapon. Which would be like a rolled up magazine with Donald Trump's face on it. That's what I need. But there it goes. Oh my God, that motherfucker is fucking huge. He keeps fluttering around. I'm gonna kill you, motherfucker. I shouldn't say that too loud. The neighbors might call the cops. They might think, oh my God, there's a murder going on. There it is, right there. Oh shit. I'm gonna kill that motherfucker. Now he's way over there. Anyhow, sorry about the moth issue. I'm being taken over by, as far as I know, there's only one moth. But you know what they say? you see one bug, that means there's like a million more, you know, behind the walls or behind the shit. So, anyhow, it bugs me. The bug is bugging me. Let's see. Big Hook says, Wes, the biggest problem is Democrats are fighting 50 years of right-wing brainwashing of radio and Sinclair TV stations 24/7. If your reality is dictated in lies and bigotry, you're delusional. Gina Maynard says aggression inspires the base. We actually aren't better people. Leave the piety in the pews. This politics, it is full contact. That was pretty heavy. I'm very distracted by this stupid moth. I do have a hat that I will take off and I will smush it. I'm gonna kill you! Okay, so anyhow, this fucking moth is bugging the shit out of me, guys. Guys, Mothra is here. James Terminillo says, Texas Paul totally disagrees with Michelle Obama's when they go low, you go high. Frankly, so do I. I think you're misunderstanding what she's saying. People construe that to mean that you don't fight back. Michelle Obama was not saying you don't fight back. She was saying that you don't resort to lying. You don't resort to, you know, anything that would be illegal. You don't resort. We can fight back. We don't need those things. We can just fight back with the truth. That's what I took Michelle Obama to do. So, and I think I've heard Texas Paul talk about that. And I think he's one of the people, and he's way smarter than I am. But I think he's one of the people that misunderstood what she was saying. And I don't think it's that hard to decipher. She's saying, she's basically calling out the Republican Party as being liars and cheats. So she's saying, we don't need to be liars and cheats. Okay, we can fight them with the truth. We don't need, that's the message from that statement. That's all she's saying. The Republicans are a bunch of liars and cheaters. We don't need to be liars and cheaters to beat them. We can beat them with the truth and with hard work. It's just like when people got so pissed off about Bruce Springsteen a couple years ago. Was it the Super Bowl or whatever? When he made that commercial, was it a Jeep commercial? And he's like in the middle of America, in Kansas or whatever the fuck. And he said, we'll be here waiting for you. And I remember people fucking lost their shit because they misunderstood the meaning, the message. They took it to mean like we're going to compromise on abortion rights, or we're going to compromise on, you know, all of our core values. No, that's not what he was saying. He was saying, here we are, we believe in what we believe in. You guys have gone way over to the other side. You're not even close. But we're going to be here. We're going to be right here. We're not going anywhere. We're still going to believe in a woman's right to choose. We're still going to believe in healthcare, getting more and more people on healthcare. Okay, we're still going to believe in getting good paying jobs to the workforce. We're still going to do that. But we're right here. We're right here in middle America. We're right here in fucking Kansas. We're not going anywhere. But when you guys come into your senses and stop doing all this maggot bullshit and all your fucking Donald Trump bullshit and all your MTG bullshit, and when you guys are done with that and you decide to come back and be more reasonable, we'll be here. But He didn't say we're going to give up on our values. He never said that we're going to compromise on the things that mean so much to us. He just said, we'll be here. And when you guys stop fucking around and being dipshits, come on back and let's try to work together. That's all he was saying. But people took that fucking totally misconstrued it. Just like they did the Michelle Obama quote. And it frankly kind of upsets me. Hey, Rock Kitty South's here. Haven't seen you today. Thanks for being here. Hope you're doing better and everything. Hi, all. I have mixed feelings because I know the media treats a woman of color with higher standards than the rest of the world. Just waiting to see what they say about Congresswoman Crockett now. Well, you know what? And we're talking about that, and I think it's going to blow over, actually, because there's just so much going on, and you know, Trump is just a daily shit show, literally and figuratively, and I think it's going to blow over, and there's that damn moth again. Ugh. I can't wait to end this show just so I can kill that motherfucker. Bonnie Agliana, bad moth, yes. MJ Daniel, any bug or spider gets in the house, they are fair game for stomping. Yes, absolutely. He's right there. But I'm going to hunt that little son of a bitch down. Zoni says there's still people that do not even know Roe was overturned. Yeah, sometimes we had to get outside of our comfort zones. I know, people are so uninformed. And I'm not the most informed guy in the world. But Jesus Christ, you know? MJ Daniel, it is just mocking, you know. I'm not sure what we're talking about. Howie Z says, it put a kick me sign on your back. The moth did? Probably, that little bastard. Am I that far behind in the chat? Because I think I'm really behind. The moth thing, I was talking about that 10 minutes ago. I'm going to skip down because I'm pretty far behind here. Rock Kitty South says, at minus Kevin Anderson, I saw they were co-executive producers on that show. It's so good. I don't know. I skipped down, so I missed what show you guys were talking about. James Hermio, sometimes we have to get dirty just the same, sir. But you don't have to lie and you don't have to cheat. You might get dirty because sometimes work is dirty. You get sweat. You can work up a sweat. But you don't have to lie and you don't have to cheat. That's what Michelle Obama was saying. Okay? And I'm going to stick to that to the day I die. No. Harry KP's here says, eat it. If you kill it, you must eat. No, that's not true. That's definitely not true. Wes says the Q Magtards are certain that Michelle's real name is Michael. Yeah. Well, there might be people who actually believe that and they are morons. And then the other ones, they're just trying to troll. You know, those are basically. Tim Farrell says Dems have never called Christie fat. Trump spends 10 minutes per rally doing it. Yeah, gonna make fun of a brother for a weight problem? Or something like that. What does Jules say in Pulp Fiction? He was like, you don't need to make fun of a brother for a weight problem. Something like that. Rock Kitty South says, I hope they have a second season, Kevin. I watched it in one day. Yeah, I don't know what show you guys are talking about. And I'm not going to scroll back because I'm already way behind. MJ Daniel says, Democrats need to be much more aggressive in doing this, though. Start channeling the old school at the Democrat. Yeah, sure, I'm all for that. But what I'm saying is, I think people have misunderstood Michelle Obama and Bruce Springsteen. And Trucker John, apparently. Let's see. Britta Triplet says, oh, Don Larry, they are scary fast. I stepped on one in my kitchen once, and about 1,000 babies ran out. Oh, God! You guys! But that gives me the creeps. That gives me the creeps, Brenda. Kevin Anderson says, Trucker, they meant that as Democrats, we believe in action, and Republicans, on the other hand, just do like, yeah, whatever. And plus all the stuff I said. Sehal says, is that Trucker John in a blue suit and a red tie in that cartoon? Sehal, you're just being silly. I'm not in court with people licking my boots. Bill Cook says Republicans are finger pointers, while Democrats are problem solvers. Rock City South, they're talking about women are worse misogynists. Southern Baptist and evangelical women are so brainwashed. I'm just skipping down, guys. I don't mean to give you guys short shrift, but I know I'm really behind in the chat, so I can't read everything. I really can't. It'll just take too long. So I just sort of peruse down here and see what catches my eye. Tim Friel says, that was a great commercial, had COVID hope message and a return to civility. Return to civility for all Americans. That's what he's saying. When you guys want to be civil, stop with your shenanigans. You want to stop, storming the Capitol. When you guys are done with all that horse shit, we'll be here. We're not going anywhere. That's how I took that message. Jeep canceled it because Bruce got a DOI for accepting one tequila shot while sitting on his motorcycle. Yeah, that was a bunch of bullshit. Gina Maynard says, how did any Democrat lie or cheat with MTG at the hearing? No offense. I didn't say that they did. We were talking about, someone had brought up the Michelle Obama quote. So I wasn't saying that any of them did that. So all I was saying is that it kind of has a bad look to see members of Congress going on that way. It lacks decorum. But it's like a whole separate thing than the Michelle Obama thing. I wasn't saying that they cheated or lied. I don't know how you got that. Margot, they already say we are lying and cheating, and people believe them. That's projection. Harry KP, I don't know what HZ is. HZ duck? Is that a duck? How big is TJ's behind? If there's a moth on it, tap that flat. Laughing out loud, do not read this one. Well, too late, I read it, and it didn't, and I'm just as lost now as I was before. Say how you're almost caught up. Yeah, I am almost caught up. Super Saint Wes, congrats on your success. CBC is awesome. I have spinal stimulator and pain pump ver 20 surgery. Still have to schedule 2 more this year. 3 spinal fusion, degenerative disc disease, fibromyalgia. Wow, Super Saint, a lot of stuff going on there. So wish you the best on that, and hope they can get that all fixed up for you. Brenda Triplett says, most disturbing thing is how they label liberals as evil. These lunatics are ready for conflict here in the States. Did you hear Matt Getz repeat the Donald Trump line of, stand by and stand back? What a fucking piece of shit Matt Getz is. They need to run that motherfucker out of Congress, and they need to get him into court and get tried and convicted and sent to prison. He's a motherfucker. How easy? What time is house show today? House show's over, but you can watch the replay, I'm sure. But yeah, he's over today. Or, I mean, you meant the one that's on YouTube, right? Because he is doing a. Did you mean like the? Are they doing Sexual Liberal, right? In Albuquerque, he's in Albuquerque. I think that's for the Sexual Liberal tonight, sometime. So if that's what we're talking about. Super Saint West, 3 days can't sleep, so I'm going to lie down. Much love, fun. Well, Super Saint, try to get some rest. Try your best. Just close your eyes. Maybe keep this live stream going, and maybe the dulcet tones of my voice will help you drift off to sleep, a sound and beautiful sleep. But I don't know if it will or not. MJ Daniel, they are prepping their supporters for violence. I think that there certainly is potential for that, and there probably will be, unfortunately. But I think it's going to be small and isolated, and I don't think it's going to amount to any type of civil war like the 1860s Civil War. But still, there could be some pockets of violence, and there's probably going to be some innocent people getting hurt and killed. But it's going to be pretty small overall, I think, as far as not really amounting to a hill of beans. In that it's not going to make a difference, they're not going to take over the country or whatever. But her triplet guess is more of a daughter effer. Yeah, true dat. Thomas Garrett says Trump makes the GOP pigs look foolish. Super Saiyan, I'm going to lie down, my lovelies. Sleep deprivation is rough. Much love to you all. Thank you so much, Super Saint, for being here. I do appreciate it. I hope you feel better and get better soon. Try to get some rest. Maybe play out those wave sounds. Maybe that'll help. I don't know. But I hope you get some sleep, get some rest. Super Saint, yay, more to go to prison. This is what I would do. Just lay in bed and just think about Matt Gaetz and Donald Trump going to prison. And just fantasize about them being in prison and how they're going to hate it so much and how terrible it is. And as you're thinking of that, you'll start to drift off to sleep. I bet you that will help. Gino Maynard says, Moses Johnson's and Matt Gaetz's adopted son should start a support group. Oh, Moses Johnson, yeah. Mike Johnson. Wes Webb says, MJ Daniel, lots of activist groups are getting ready for something in Chicago. Hoping it can be peaceful. I really want to go, but also need to be close to a bathroom. Get out those Depends, man. Roxanne says, I hope Getz' fortune is tied up in lawsuits forever. Lawsuits in prison. And just remember, for us on our side and for any side, peaceful protesting is good and it's okay, and that's the way it should always be, peaceful. MJ Daniel says, what concerns me is another Timothy McVeigh type. Yeah, that is a concern. Absolutely. Janelle Walker says funny. I don't know. I guess everything I do is funny because I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. Because I'm just behind in the chat, kind of like I don't know. Or maybe it's about the dulcet tone thing. Maybe. Let's see. Rocky Kitty says, "MJ Daniel, I keep expecting that." I know that is a fear. I mean, we can't rule it out. Timothy McVeigh did it, and we've had other kooks do shit. So you can't rule it out. That's for sure. But hopefully, our law enforcement is up doing the best they can, and like the FBI. The FBI they thwart a lot of this shit. They're pretty good at it. They don't get it all. They don't get them all. They didn't get Timothy McVeigh, but beforehand. But they are pretty good at that. So let's just, if you guys are praying, people, pray for the FBI, pray for law enforcement to, be able to stop these things before they happen. MJ Daniel says, I'm really at the age where knowing the restrooms is important. West Webb says, that would make a great commercial. Trucker John, you should make it. Play an old guy going to a protest march. Happy he is wearing his Depends. Yeah, that would be a good commercial. Gina Maynard says, what happened to the Alien Super Show on Midas hiatus? Oh, so that must have been what, Gino, I guess a couple other chatters were talking about a show produced by the Midas Brothers, and I didn't know what they were talking about. So they must have been talking about the Alien Super Show. And I haven't checked it out, because I think in our last live stream, people were talking about it. So I need to go check that out, because Big Hook and everybody, they were saying it was really great. First of all, that's more. And number one, I guess it's like a season, because someone had said that they're going to make a season 2 or something. So, hey, look at there, Gino is a member. Thank you, Gino, so much for becoming a member. You're a driver. You're now a driver. You're a driver level. That is so awesome. I really do appreciate that. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff there. And just for that, I'll read your not that you have to buy a membership to get your chat read, but Gino says, what happens to the... Oh, I just read that one. Okay, well, I'll read it twice. If you're a member, goddammit, I'm going to read it twice. Gino Maynard says, what happened to the Alien Super Show on Midas? Hiatus? I guess they have to make a season 2 or something. But I got to check it out because everyone raves about it. So, Don O'Leary says, Super Saint, listen to Heather Richardson. Oh, I love Heather Richardson Cox. History, nice voice, and history. I always read her stuff. I should probably listen to it, but I always read. She always puts them out, where you can just read it. And she is awesome. She is so awesome. She just explains everything, and she's great at, retelling, history and she ties it into how it leads to today. She's a wonderful. She's like a national treasure. I can't recommend enough. Heather Richardson Cox, right? Is that it? So you guys, if you're not reading her, you need to be reading her. Big Hook says Resident Alien 3 has 3 seasons. Oh wait, that's Resident Alien. You guys are confusing me. The other thing is a different thing. Chris Chucker John, you got to check out the Alien Super Show. See, that's a different thing, Big Hook. But I do want to check out that Resident Alien also. But I think one's fiction and one might not be fiction. Zunny says memes are great. Midas Kevin says, Chucker John, like you said before, I can give you 2 other sayings of the Obama said. One fired up, ready to go and hit the ground running. Well, if you want to, I guess. Lotus 43, thank you for being a trucker. You're welcome, Lotus 43. I don't actually drive anymore. It's been over a year since I drove big rigs. Although I did get another job offer that I'm very tempted to try. So you never know. I might be back in a truck. But I've been off for over a year just doing Uber and really enjoying my time away from the truck. I needed a break from it. I was really getting burned out. But you never know. I might end up back in a truck. So some of these offers are pretty tempting. Brenda Triplett says, my son's friend was radicalized in a gamer group. Yes, they were doing that. They were attacking, or they were using chats in these gamer groups, the Russians, and they were using those influence campaigns, pumping in false information, misinformation, disinformation, whatever, into these chat rooms and the gamers. Yeah, absolutely. We gotta watch. We gotta watch everything, every angle. They're coming. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. But it's true. James says, just got a message saying Empty G's boyfriend just quit. I don't know who Empty G is. Oh, Empty G. I get it. I'm a little slow, like I've always said. I'm a little slow, but I'll usually get it. But. Yeah, Heather Cox Richardson. Oh, I had it reversed, huh? Heather Cox Richardson. Thank you for that, Don. For here I'm saying what a national treasure she is, and I couldn't get her name right. She's great. I read her every day, every night. Every night when I'm charging my car, that's usually when I read her daily post that she does. Job offer. What I said job offer. What about it? Super Saint Wes, I wish, but pain pump so can't. Oh, I don't know what Wes had said to do. Let's see. Minus Kevin Anderson, Trucker John, that doesn't mean okay, I'm ready for the day. Now should I combust myself and hit the ground running doesn't mean trip yourself. Is that an Obama quote? I don't know what the hell you're doing. Roxanne, what did he quit? James Jaramillo. Let's see. Big Hook says, that how they caught that 21-year-old Texada? What's a Texada? Who was leaking Ukraine assessment briefs on the forums. Oh yeah, that's right. I kind of know what you're talking about. I don't know what a Texada is, but yeah. See, they fucking watch that shit. That's how the FBI finds most of these fuckers, because they post shit online, like no one's gonna see it or something. West Webb, demonstrate. Maybe you could do it from a chair. Do what? I don't know what you're talking about. Chris, Tushira? Oh, so that was his name. Tushira or whatever. Okay. Westwood Spy, his name was Tihana, spelled Texana. Okay, whatever. Big Hook says Texada is the name of the leaker. Chris says that was from a Discord. Yeah, see, they can monitor that shit. Minus Kevin says, fired up, ready to go, and hit the ground running. Were there other motivational quotes? They're just stealing straight out from, I think, a little bit of Bruce Springsteen and a little bit of Van Halen on that one. Harry KP, old nude in chair in streets throwing donuts. Would that help? A group streaking handicap mass nude action with donuts. Man, you guys are all over the place today. I don't know what it is you guys are taking, but I want some. Donald reminds me of REM. Well, I remember the Van Halen song was like, hit the ground running. Is that Chains? And then fired up, ready to go. I don't know. Maybe there is no Springsteen in that, but. Bonnie Agliata says, Harry, I'm in for donut. Yeah, I'm in for the donut part, for sure. I'll take a donut. I will take a donut, my good sir. Harry KP says, ba, fry food, moths too. I don't know what ba means. Fry food? Like I said, whatever you're on, man, I want some. Brenda Triplett says, nude ring toss with donuts. Well, that could be quite challenging. Hey, Jeff Curley's here. I can carry more donuts when I'm naked. Don O'Leary, Nerd Halen. Yeah, they were ripping off Nerd Halen. Zunny, I will take it. Music major. Oh, there you go. Super Saint, you haven't fallen asleep yet? Christopher Titus and Rachel Bradley, her brother is one that monitors in these groups in Homeland Security. Homeland. I think I said Homeland. Homeland Security. All right. So I was right. When I said they monitor, they've caught so many people, and then they also have like people that pose as being, like if someone's wants to buy, a rocket launcher or missiles or some type of explosives because they want to do some sort of terrorist act. They've caught a lot of people because I guess they go online saying, "Hey, where can I get some flamethrowers and a bazooka or whatever?" And then they get these undercover agents to pose as like they're a seller of all these things, and so then they sell them like very realistic looking dummies of whatever that weapon is, and they've taken a lot of people down that way too. Super saying, okay, I'm really going to rest. I'm just concerned for you. I want you to get some sleep because, believe me, it's not fun not being able to get some good rest. So I hope you can get some rest. Roxanne says, Brenda, I don't need that picture in my head. Yeah. West Webb, it's not rocket surgery. Gina Maynard says, Al Gore showed decorum, Bush capitalized on it. Well, I think, yes. I mean, we all look back. Hindsight's 20/20. And we all look back and we say, God damn it, Gore, why didn't you challenge the Supreme Court? But I mean, I think that was partly decorum and just wanting to not, put the country through that kind of turmoil. But it was also him reading the writing on the wall. I mean, the Supreme Court had already stepped in, and whatever challenges he made would have to go to the Supreme Court. So he already saw which way the wind was blowing. But, so it would have been probably an exercise of futility if he had tried to challenge anything in court and then just drag the country through however long that would have taken, and then to ultimately just have the Supreme Court shoot him down anyhow. But, that's a real sore, memory, I guess, of the Supreme Court appointing George W. Bush, and when it turns out that Al Gore won Florida. He had the votes to win, and that would have gave Al Gore the election. It's so maddening and frustrating. But I don't think Al Gore could have really done anything, because the Supreme Court had already shown where they were on it, Big Hook says, just remember that Bush is the one that opened the Pandora's box to all the loss of privacy for his fuck up and not reading the daily briefs and ignoring Clinton's warnings. Hey, before Trump, George W. Bush was the worst president I've ever seen in my lifetime. Walter Makarovich. Hey, Walter, good to see you. Make sure you hit that thumbs up for me. Says Trucker John, I think the saddest thing I seen this week was the U.S. flag flying upside down in distress mode at a Supreme Court Justice House. Very, very sad. Yeah. And he's so full of shit, tries to blame it on his wife. He is one of the January 6th, if not organizers, he knew about it. And I read something recently here about how what was it? I forget her name. That one weird lawyer lady, MAGA. How they kind of had Alito all lined up and ready to go to issue this sort of some kind of injunction or something to stop the proceedings. But Nancy Pelosi was able to reconvene Congress fast enough and early enough that she was able to beat him to the punch. So Alito was all ready to go to get this insurrection going through the court. So as far as I'm concerned, Alito is just as big of a insurrectionist and traitor as Donald Trump and all those Q maggots, or whatever you want to call them, that participated in the insurrection. So at the very, very least, he needs to recuse himself from any of those proceedings that are about January 6th. And really, he needs to be taken off the court. He needs to be impeached. He's not going to resign. People are saying, I keep hearing people say, oh, he should resign. He's not going to resign. He's going to have to be carried out of that place. So he needs to be impeached, but he's not going to be impeached. I don't even know if they would impeach him if we did have the majorities in both chambers of Congress and the White House. Because they just don't seem to do that kind of shit. But I guess if we, the people, maybe put enough pressure on them through phone calls and postcards or whatever to our elected representatives, then maybe they would. MJ Daniel says, corrupt Supreme Court chooses an incompetent and corrupt administration, and many people died. Yep. Yeah, they've got a lot of blood on their hands. That's for sure. That is for sure. Chris says, I hung my flag upside down for the true reason. Our country is in distress thanks to the GOP. Yeah, and when Alito did his, it was right there, right at that January 6th time. That was his signal to the Jan 6ers that he was with them. Big Hook says, Walter, are we really surprised? SCOTUS doesn't have any confidence of the people with the conservative mindset of money is speech and we can all be bought off. Bonnie Agliata says, what? I don't know. You have to tell me what you're wedding, because I don't know. Gino Maynard, James, 100% Alito is shameless. He is. And every time they show videos of him or whatever, I just get skeeved out. He's skeevy. He skeeves me out. Donald Larry, send postcards to Supreme Court to recuse or retire. I would send them, well, maybe to there, and I would also send them to your elected representatives to impeach. Can't we impeach him? Can't he be impeached just like a president can be impeached? Impeached and removed. I always have to add the removed part, because a lot of people think that impeachment is an automatic removal, but it's not. And I know you guys know that. But you got to do both. You got to impeach and then remove. Super Saint says Cancun cruise is on tape by assistant to Mario, I think it's Maria Bartiromo, saying about, I think, right? or is it, yeah, saying about the plan for holding up on court J6, Jack Smith has the recording. He is going down. It is why he is panicking. Oh man, that is another a-hole I'd love to see go down. This is Ted Cruz. And he's got a good Democrat running against him, and doggone it, I can't remember his name, and you guys have told me his name before. Maybe someone in chat will remind me of his name. But if there's anybody in that in Texas, not because they're the Senate, so there's not districts. All you people in Texas, you need to vote for the Democrat that's running against Ted Cruz. And I can't remember his name. I'm so sorry. Donald Leary says, sorry, the flag respect, and the Republicans think it is their flag. Zoni says, oh, my senator is a POS. I left a message, and he sent me a 6-page letter on why Biden is bad. He can sit and spin. Wow, Zoni, yeah. I don't know who your senator is, but I would say piece of shit. Based on that. Super Saint, someone turned the ignition switch off on my brain. I know. That's the thing about not being able to sleep. But what I do, it's funny how sometimes if I can't sleep, I actually just start thinking about something that I want to do, like planning a trip or planning a vacation or something like that. And then it seems like that puts me to sleep. It's kind of weird because I know it's like not being able to sleep. It's kind of like you can't turn your brain off because you're just worried about a bunch of other stuff. So your brain is still trying to process that stuff. So if you can take your brain and put it into something else, almost sounds counterintuitive, but instead of thinking of that, whatever that issue is, that pressing issue that you just can't stop thinking about, try to think about something else, something nicer, like a vacation or a hobby you want to do or something like that. And then it seems like that sort of takes your mind off that other thing. And then it does seem to kind of be relaxing. I don't know if that's any help to you. That seems like that's what helps me. And I'm not sure if I explained it right or not. But yeah, I'm still hoping you can get some sleep. Big Hook, House and Senate with 2/3 majority for impeachment never going to happen as Republicans don't have any ethics or morality left. I know, that's what I'm saying. So I'm saying we need the numbers. Super Saint, I troll Cruz all the time. MJ Daniel, I am fairly happy with our senators here in Washington. Zunny, I like Washington. I like Washington. I think it's a very pretty state. I've driven through there many times, and it's very beautiful up there. Super Saint, I'm disabled. Never know if have place to sleep or thrown out. Yeah, that's a pretty terrible way to be worried about those things. Chris says, I have a patriot neighbor with a flag on her car, and it got blown down to the ground in bad weather. Well, maybe that was a sign. Roxanne Armfield says, that is the way to them, Gino Maynard. I guess I missed what you said, Gino. Sorry. Brendan Triplet says, Chris, Mother Nature sent a message. Yeah. That's what I was trying to say. Bonnie Agliata, I watch History Channel reruns. Well, that's good. They got interesting stuff on there. Big Hook says Cruz is using his podcast. Let's see. Yeah, his podcast to launder campaign donating. I wouldn't doubt it. I would not doubt it. One single bit. You know. I was going to ask you guys, so should I, well, I don't know if I can, how I could ask it. Like, the last few live streams, I've been putting a little thing for upcoming, like And I'm just wondering, does that help you guys with knowing when the show is going to be on? The only reason I ask is because when I do that upcoming thing, well, I'm kind of used to it now. It does create like about a fraction of a second delay in what I'm seeing on the camera that I'm using and what I'm actually doing and saying. It's about, I'd say it's less than a second because I'm looking at it now. Let's see. Let me. I'm going to try to time it here. Let's see. Ooh, I think it's more than a second. But actually, I haven't really been bothered too much by it today. So maybe I'm just used to it. So maybe I'll still keep doing those. The upcoming. If you see it on YouTube, it'll say upcoming, and it'll say what time I'm supposed to come on. And I'm just wondering if that's something I should keep doing. I see a lot of other live streamers do that, YouTubers do it. But whenever I do that, it has that little slight delay, but it's not that big of a deal. I'm getting more used to it. You guys don't see the delay because you're just seeing the feed. But I'm looking at the camera and I'm seeing me, okay, like I'm shaking my hands, and it took about at least a second. But I guess I can live with it. So I guess disregard my question. I guess I'm just I don't know. Walter McCarver says, just remember the guest on House Sparks' show in Ukraine, I think you're talking about Phil Littner, had a good point today. Russia doesn't think like a democratic nation. No, they don't. And that, by the way, that was Philip Ittner. He has a new podcast on YouTube. And you guys should check him out, Philip Ittner. Just search him, you'll find him. Great guy, he's been there in Ukraine since the war started and giving reports right there from Ukraine. Harry KP says, remember the good times, the Wrestle Palace places. Remember who I want to be, full of love. That's what I try to keep in front of my mind when pain gets to me. DDD. Bulging discs for last nerves pinched. We get these elements, man. We get these things, and it's a drag. It's for sure. Big Hook says, yeah, the Sting song, do the Russians love their children too? Seems like the answer is no. But I think Sting was saying that they do. I think they do love their children, but I do think they have a real warped sense of how society should be run. James Jaramillo says, Super Saint, try lying down and start relaxing toes to head and keep it in your mind. Relax, relax. That's what helped me. It's kind of like that old Suds. Remember Suds? Get reminders. And I would do that too. I've done that too. And I even kind of taught this to my kids a little bit. My kids, they said they couldn't sleep. And so I remember I would lay on, like in bed next to them, and I would take them through this thing where I would say, okay, we're going to relax. And I would say, you're going to start in your toes, and you're going to relax. And we would close our eyes, we got, okay, you're going to relax your toes. Your toes are just so relaxed. Now we're going to relax your feet. And your feet are so just relaxed, and they feel so comfortable. Or something like that. And I would just work up through your leg, like your shin bones and your knees and your thighs. And I would just work all the way up to their head. And basically, before I even got that far, they'd be asleep. I'd look over, they'd be snoring. Yeah, so it is kind of like a meditation, yeah. And I didn't even know it. And that was all, Midas Kevin says, Gino, I want him back, and also, I don't know who we're talking about, because it kind of skipped down. Trump, taking Trump down, and if you Californians get him back, Trump will be shitting his diapers more than once. Who are we getting back in California? What did I miss? So you're talking to Gino. What did Gino say? Let me scroll back. Let me see what Gino said. I don't even see it. How far was it? Did I miss it? I've got it on all chat, so. I see Gino said Chris, thumbs up. Roxanne, right, always shoots the messenger. I don't know who Gino was talking about, but apparently California needs some. Okay, I don't know. I missed what you said, but whoever it is, California needs them, and Trump isn't going to like it. But I did hear. Speaking of California, I just saw a headline again. Just saw the headline. The guy who attacked Nancy Pelosi's husband just got sentenced to 30 fucking years. 30 motherfucking years for that motherfucker. I say good. Lock him up. Throw away the key. Now, I don't know. He's probably going to be eligible for parole or parole and then put him on probation at some point. I don't know when, but 30 years. I would think he's probably going to do at least half of that, right? So I say good. That motherfucker deserved it. Brenda Triplet says, I have won over many local Trumpers by being a good person, listening to them, and then asking good questions. And I think that's great. And yeah, force them to think, Brenda. And we were talking about this on one of the earlier live streams. And WW had, I think, brought it up. That about you could, I forget the exact terminology, but you could get to you could maybe win over like a MAGA person or something if you spoke nice to them and instead of just telling them how stupid they are, which I do all the time, and we all do it. It's very tempting because we see these videos about how stupid they are and the stupid shit they say. So it's very, very easy for us to get into that mode, I guess, of just saying, no, they're a bunch of dumb hicks and they're so stupid. And I'm not saying you're doing that, Brenda, but I'm just saying a lot of us do that, including myself. And WW was right about, I think we would win over, and not just maggots, but anyone who's just slightly to the right or whatever. We could win over a lot more people just by speaking reasonably and, pattern yourself after David Pakman and Brian Taylor Cohen. Those guys are exceptional. And even, and then there's the little mini Dave Pakman, I call him, or Dave Pakman Jr. What's his kid's name? Luke. What's Luke's name? You guys know Luke. Whenever I watch him, I'm going, yeah, he's definitely grown up watching David Pakman because which is great. It's a great thing because I like those guys, and they can have debates or arguments with people, and they never raise their voice. They never call names. They just very factual. They're so good at it, and I would love to be that way if I could. I'd love to be that way. But so yeah, I think getting onto this subject, being nice and reasonable, and just having your facts with you, I think you could do a lot better than just going, "You're stupid," and I do that. I mean, I am guilty of it. Okay, I'm not trying to say like I'm Mr. Perfect and I never call anyone stupid or whatever. I do it, and I'm stupid for doing that. So I'm saying, yeah, I think we need to try to just have reasoned conversations and not resort to like just going to the you're stupid. Because like I say, you see these videos and some of the responses and you're like, oh my God. But you got to realize those are videos, and that might be anecdotal or whatever. I mean, that might not mean that they're all as moronic as these people we see in the videos. Hey, Michael McAndrews here. Thanks for being here. I don't think I'd seen you before, so good to see you. Make sure you hit that thumbs up for me. We're at 59. The only question remains is, will we get to 60? Because we are at over 2 hours now, and so we'll probably be signing off here pretty soon. Big Hook says, same strategy Steve Hassan uses in deprogramming cult members. Music is here. What up, John? Well, what up with you, Music? Weren't you here before today? Luke Beasley, Chris, thank you. Luke's a good kid. And very smart and very professional. And you know, he knows how to do it. Music says, debate and disagreement are highly valuable. Yes, I agree. And the more like even toned, even mannered that you can be, I think the better. Music says, I disagree with just about everything John believes, but I enjoy his takes. You talking about me? You disagree with me? I guess that's the only John we've been talking about. I mean, I wasn't talking about it, so I guess it would be me. Well, why do you disagree with me, Music? But I'm glad you're here. I enjoy you being here, okay? Let's just put it that way. Bonnie says, Beasley, yeah. Wes says, yes, you do. You don't understand the dark side of the blue. I don't understand your saying that. Super Saint says, Dr. Steve Hassan, bite model? I don't know what that is. Ask and add questionable far extreme side and then add in facts to meet in the middle, see if they can find a reasonable commonality. But I'm cussing at the TV. Yeah, it's like, it's you can be so frustrated seeing some of these, like I say, these videos of MAGA. I guess I should stop calling them maggots. I'm talking about when I'm saying that we should be, you know, not putting them down or whatever, because and calling him a maggot as a put down. So I guess I'll just say MAGA. But yeah, when you see these videos of MAGA people saying the most ridiculous thing. First of all, my first thought is this for real? Do they really think that? Or are they just trolling? And I usually come to the conclusion they're for real. They really believe this shit most of the time. There's probably some trolls there, but most of the time when they say, like, you know, especially the QAnon shit, like John F. Kennedy Jr. is going to rise up and be president or whatever. A lot of those people, they believe that shit. Brenda Triplett says, we have Repubs, Dems, and Indies in my family. Made them agree in 2017 that we don't discuss any politics at family gatherings. We agree that we love each other more than we hate politics. And I think that's a great thing. And I've thought about that too, because my brother and sister have not spoken to me since about 2016. And it's all mainly because of Trump. I mean, we were always at disagreement before that, but Trump just brought it to a whole new level. And they have not spoken to me. I have not reached out to them. And every now and then I think, you know, I should give them a call. I should, because they're not going to do it. Apparently, I have to do it. I guess because I'm the oldest. And I guess I'm the one that has to do it. But I should offer the olive branch. And I thought, if we do spend time with each other over the holidays or whatever, we should probably make the rule about no politics. And because it's just not worth it, I guess. You know, we haven't spoken to, what, 2016? That's 8 years. It's been like 8 years since we've spoken. So, right? Yeah, so is it worth it? I don't think it is. You know? West Webb, if people want to live away from others, they get fewer and fewer governmental services. Super Saint says, Adam Mockler is great at it too. It was in Mock UN and Debate Club. It helps you research and debate side you may not agree on, but use and develop tools. Yeah. I had a class like that in high school, where you would take the other side, and it did force you to think from the other's point of view. You know. Donna Larry says, Chris, oh man, I am trying, but she is cult. Yeah, I missed. See, I skipped or something. Smart equal intelligent. I don't know who you guys are talking about. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I would spend all day trying to go back. Jeff Curry says, flat earthers discovered MAGA and day drinking. Michael McAndrews, people are frightened because of Stumpy Dump. For me, I'm just waiting for this shit to get over with. This 2024 election can't come soon enough. Because I really do believe that Biden's going to wipe the floor with Trump's ass or whatever. And I think Trump's going to get convicted. Whether he goes to prison or not, I don't know. But he's going to get convicted. He's going to be, I think, forced to an ankle bracelet. And he's going to be forced to either live in one of his places. Probably Mar-a-Lago, I guess. And I think that's going to be the end of him. And I think that's going to be the end of MAGA. So I can't wait for November to get here. It can't come soon enough. So that's just how I feel about that. Rock Kitty Smith says, Harry QB, I'm glad to share ideas. I'm very sensitive to pain meds, so I have to find other ways like hemp oil and teas to help. I will send you good thoughts and meditation. Yeah, you guys with all these elements, even I have a thing going on with my. It's small compared to what you guys are going through, but I've had this thing with my shoulder and my neck and down in my arm. I don't know if I have a pinched nerve. I don't know what it is, but it's been killing me. So it's just we get these things that happen and it sucks, you know. So I hope all of you get your pain relief, and if hemp and CBD helps, then go by all means, go for it, man. Brenda Triple says, I put personal notes and greeting cards to let them know I will always love them even when we disagree. That's a great thing, Brenda. It just seems so hard though when it becomes more than just a disagreement about policies, and it becomes almost like existential in a way, at least as far as our country and our democracy is concerned. You know, it's one thing to believe in lower taxes and fewer regulations, like Republicans have always been, and wanting a dictator, which many of these right-wingers are coming right out and saying it, that democracy should probably be ended, and we should probably have an autocracy. They're not even shying away from that anymore. So it's hard if you have relatives that believe that shit. It's hard to just say we agree to disagree, because that's more than just I believe in I just want lower taxes and no regulations. That's a lot different than saying, yeah, I think we should do away with democracy and we should just have a dictator. I mean, that's pretty hard to agree to disagree on that. You know? So I guess that's where I'm at. Rock Kitty Smith says, I cannot express my point of view around where I am because most people I know here in rural Alabama, they are getting their guns ready for November. Yeah, Alabama is a tough one. I've been through there, and I've spoken with people in Alabama, and that is I don't want to put down your state, Rock Kitty South, but Alabama has a real feeling of being a different country. That's one of the places when I was driving, I did not feel like I was in America anymore. So I don't mean to put down your state, but it does not feel like America, at least when I was there. There was just something about it. It just felt foreign to me. So Alabama it's a tough one. It's a tough state, man. Chris says that Trucker John Gabe Pinton. I don't know what that is. Sorry, Chris. I don't know what gabapentin is. Roxanne Armfield, some Democrats are mad at Biden for not being perfect. Yeah, they don't. He doesn't meet the purity test, apparently. And as I spoke at the very top of the show, we were talking about purity tests and how it's ridiculous to have these. Not everyone is perfect. You're not going to be in 100% agreement with everyone, and everyone makes mistakes or makes miscues or maybe, handles something not as well as they should have. But no one's perfect. And that doesn't mean that you have to give up on someone just because they don't fit your vision of perfection or something. Big Hook, family can't help you much if they all suffer from destitution. Wes, principal of trickle down. The chat moved. I'm sorry. I'm not going back. Big Hook. I'm not going back. Gina Maynard says Biden needs more security at this time. I don't trust MAGA. Yeah, like I say, I can't dismiss. I don't really think about those things, to tell the truth. But if someone brings it up, I can't dismiss it. I can't just shrug it off like, oh, you're being ridiculous. Because, yeah, the threat is there. But and like we spoke on previous live streams, hopefully his Secret Service detail, at least the people around him, hopefully they did some really serious vetting and got all whoever might be, maggot sympathizers or whatever, away from him. Rock Kitty South says, agreed, Trigger John, it's okay. Yeah, I mean, there's just something about that place, about Alabama, that is very, very old South, and it just does not feel like America to me. But I'm a guy who was born and raised in California. You probably couldn't get any more opposite between states than California and Alabama. Wes Webb, do you have a right to water if you build a house in the desert? I guess. I don't know. Super Saint, what's happening in our country is exactly what KGB defector that fled the USA said in 1986 TV interview, was that KGB planned all along not stealing info. It was destabilizing democracy from within. Yeah, and wasn't it Khrushchev or somebody that said that the America would be destroyed from within. That's like back in the 50s, right? Or 60s. Chris says, I get it, Rocky Kitty South. It does suck not to be able to be rational human beings. Donald Leary says, my plan to send letters to family members, friends to list Biden accomplishments versus Trump. Something a old boyfriend says, I vote independent while always listening to same old shit music. Chris says, Trigger John, gabapentin is a nerve pain med. Oh. I wonder if I need that. Super Saint says, gabapentin did nothing for my nerve pain or my neuropathy. I think I might have neuropathy. I need to get that checked out. Rocky Kitty South says, I was not surprised a guy with bombs in his truck on January 6th was from Alabama. We have so many hard right people here. Yes, yeah, absolutely. Donald Leary says, you are voting independent. We don't agree with policy. What policy? No answer. So that, yeah, they can't say what policies they don't agree with, I guess. Brenda Triplett says, red states are run so poorly that I'm not surprised that the people are unhappy. They need to vote. And they need to stop voting for Republicans. Khrushchev. Who did I say? I think I said Khrushchev. Some Ruski. Chris says, so sorry, Super Saint, it really helps with my carpal tunnel pain. I guess it depends on the person and the pain. Yeah, it's like not all medicines are for all people, I guess. So you got to try it and see if it works. And if not, then you move on to something else, I guess. Music says, far North California is a lot like Alabama. I would say there are pockets of it, certainly. But I wouldn't just say maybe you're right, music. But even then, it's not. I know there's a lot of right wing in the rural areas of California, even in the Central Valley, even in the desert where I grew up. The further you get away from the coast, the further you get away from the big population centers like LA and San Francisco, the more Republican you get, I guess. But I would say even then it's not as bad as Alabama. It really isn't as bad as Alabama. Alabama's just weird. It's just really weird. It feels like you stepped into a time machine going back to the 1860s or something. Whatever that means. I mean, that's just whatever my perception would be, right? But I understand. I've seen Confederate flags flying in California and in these rural areas of California. I've seen it in Oregon. I've seen it in Washington. I've seen the fuck Biden flags, and I've seen the Trump flags, and I've seen the flying side by side with Confederate flags. I've seen that in Oregon, in Washington, and California, which are certainly blue states in terms of governorships and Senate seats and holding majorities in their houses or whatever. But I've seen all of those things. I've seen the Trump flags and the Confederate flags. And even before Trump, I've seen the Confederate flags flying. And people from other states wouldn't even know that probably. They just think it's all true blue all the way through, and it's not. But it's still, having said that, it still doesn't feel to me like Alabama. I mean, it really, when you just driving through the state or stopping at a truck stop and just interacting with some of the dock workers or whatever that I did, it just felt different. It felt like a different foreign country. California doesn't feel that way to me, or Oregon or Washington, even though you do see these right-wingers with their Confederate flags flying around. They're the ones that feel out of place to me. Whereas in Alabama, I was the one that felt out of place. You know what I mean? I'm not sure if I'm explaining that right, but Big John, get a magnification shield if you have problems reading. Oh no, I can read the chat fine. I'm reading the chat fine. I can see it fine. It's just that it's scrolling, and if I miss it, I miss it. You know, if I go back, I'm just talking about time-wise. If I have to go back and scroll back, that's what I'm talking about. I can read. I'm seeing the chat fine. Super Say says, Chris, yes, everyone is different. Plus, after a wreck, no insurance, so ER only did X-ray, not MRI, until 2 years later when found 3 herniated discs. Needed fusion to regain continence, but in forearms and hands, damage done. Hey, Torby Cat's here. Good to see Torby Cat. Thank you so much for being here. It give 45 supporters false hope. Democrats, liberals, and the real conservatives don't do that. West Webb says Mobile is nice, accepting of gays and Mexicans and blacks. Oh, Mobile, Alabama. That may be the one place, huh? I don't know. Big Hook says, tip for watching Tom Hartman. So long as you watch a little bit of it when you live, you can use history and get the episode and then use 2x speed and skip books and fundraising spills. Chris says, even though I live in Oregon, I am in a red district. Yeah, they have red districts. They have red areas. It's usually the eastern side, right? But there is some along the coastal area. I remember driving down Interstate 5. This might have been in Washington. I guess this is Washington, right close to the Oregon state line. On Interstate 5. About 14 or 16 miles north of the Washington-Oregon state line. There was a little park someone built, and I don't think the state had anything to do with it. I think this was a private thing, but it was very kind of well made. And I think it was called the Jefferson Davis, whatever. What was the guy's name? The Confederate president? The guy who looked just like Abraham Lincoln, by the way, in the pictures I've seen, which I've always thought was really weird. The Confederates put their own Abe Lincoln as the leader. Jefferson Davis, right? And they had this Jefferson Davis Park. It's kind of a small little park, but it has grass and it had like a little monument. And they were flying a Confederate flag right there next to the Interstate 5, where every day probably hundreds of thousands of vehicles pass by there. Right there for all to see in the state of Washington. So we've got these kooks everywhere. Even in the blue states. Donald Leary, got it, John. Okay. West Webb, I walked through the streets after dark only 5 or so years ago. But what you're saying, you can't do it now? It's too unsafe. Chris says, Eastern Oregon wants Idaho's law and our beaches. Yeah, I remember there was some movement. They were trying to get, I think, parts of Eastern Washington and Eastern Oregon to become Idaho. And basically people just said, you like Idaho so much, then just move to fucking Idaho. You fucking nut jobs. Super Saint says, that's why these communities are so extremely valuable, to be welcoming and tolerant and with love and empathy. Plus, I am a great advocate and know what to say to get shit done that others help me with to others. Jeff Curley says, I never walk in the street after dark. It's probably a good idea, unfortunately. Hey, Suzanne Ferrari-Seppi's here. Jeff Curley, good afternoon to you too. Oh yeah, Susan was here earlier. Well, thanks for being here, Suzanne. Westweb says, I can't imagine that Mobile, I keep saying Mobile has changed that much in 5 years. I don't know. I haven't been there. I've only driven through there, and that was been years ago. I've just driven through there, like, you know, in the big truck. Brenda Triplett says, it's so here that MAGA here complain about immigrants while they wait in long lines at the Mexican and Chinese restaurants. Yeah, that's kind of weird too, you know. Well, anyhow, guys, okay, we're at 2.5 hours. I want to let you guys know I appreciate you hanging out. We got a new member today. That was that Gino, right? Gino Maynard, new member. So I want to say thank you to Gino for doing that, becoming a member. I'm scrolling back. Oh boy, it's way far. Oh wow, I don't even see it. Maybe you rescinded your membership. I don't know. I guess it only scrolls back so far enough. I guess that was Gino, right? Thanks for being a member. Thanks everyone for watching and subscribing, and let's get those subs up. We're in the 1740s on our quest for 100,000. So we got a ways to go. We got 63 thumbs ups. Thank you so much for those thumbs ups. And I'm not sure if I'll do the closing because I don't like that flutter. There's a flutter. I guess if I keep the mic on, I don't think it flutters as much, but then the sound sounds really weird and tinny. And you guys probably don't even care either way. I guess I kind of like to just have that play, because then as we're going for a few more minutes, you guys can kind of hang out in the chat and say your goodbyes or whatever. So that's kind of why I would do that. But I guess I'll run it, and if the sound is too fluttery and bad, then just turn the volume down, I guess. Harry KB says, moth flutter attack. Oh, that's right. I haven't seen the moth flying around. Either it died of exhaustion from flying around so much, or it finally found its comfortable spot. But I will find it, and I am going to kill it. That's for sure. West says, UC Taco Truck has the most Mexicans at it, Brenda. That's who has the best. When you come to Las Vegas, go to Casa del Sabor and get the asada, the carne asada, whatever you get, whether it's taco or a burrito. because I've tried the pork, I've tried the chicken. They're all good. They're good. But the carne asada is, it's to die for. It is to die for. If you're in Las Vegas, go to Casa del Sabor. I get no compensation for saying that or whatever. They're just my favorite. Way better than Tacos El Gordo. Just saying. Just saying. Casa del Sabor, they have at least 3 locations. So if you're in Vegas, go there. All right, guys. I'm probably gonna do some stretching. Because I don't want to, I definitely, at my age, when we were talking about stuff, I definitely 100% do not want to pull a hammy. See you guys Tuesday, 9 a.m. Pacific time.
Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time.
How's the sound coming out? Is it fluttering? Let me know in the chat. Because I kept the mic on. I thought maybe that might be the issue, me turning the mic off. So let me know if the music is fluttering. And thank you all for being here. I do appreciate it. I'll see you guys on Tuesday, 9 a.m. Big Hook says, no flutter from my end. All right, maybe it's because I kept the mic open. I was turning the mic off before, and for some reason that caused a flutter. But now I think it sounds more tinny, the music. It doesn't sound as rich. There's no music? There's no music? That's weird.
Talking John live stream. It's gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit out your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Oh yeah, it's the Trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest brother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's heading south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John live stream is the best thing you've ever seen.
With the music. not the outro, this is an intro. So I've screwed up all the way around. This is not even, this is what I would play at the beginning of a show, not the end of a show. I put the wrong one in.
It's a good time to time. Shut the July stream. It's gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life.
There's the outro. Let me know if it's further in the second sound.
Hey, thanks for being here, man. Thanks for watching the cook, hanging out with us. That's what it's like. It's very cool, you know. I really love it. Thank
Well, it's time to say goodbye. The show has come to an end. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. We'll have some fun times, hopefully nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes. Might talk about Baghdad. I doubt we'll talk about door chimes. But if we did, I'd be only too glad. So I style of Easter, baby. The show is over, but could I ask you maybe to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant, but I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with over. Now my whole rhyming scheme is all screwed up. Oh shit, I should have stuck to truck driving, who I tried to kid. At least when I was out there driving, I could handle the skid. But doing this live stream, baby, has been a real kid. So I hope to see y'all again right here on the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna do it again and again, right here in the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream. This is where we win, right here on the Trucker John live stream. No, this time to say goodbye. The show is coming in. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. Well, it's time to say goodbye. The show has come to an end. Don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. We'll have some fun times, hopefully nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes, might talk about Baghdad. I doubt we'll talk about door chimes. If we did, I'd be only too glad. So hasta la vista, baby. The show is over, but could I ask you, baby, to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant. But I couldn't think of anything to to rhyme with over. Now my whole rhyming scheme is all screwed up. Oh shit, I should have stopped a truck driving. Who am I trying to kill? At least when I was out there driving, I could handle the skid. Doing this live stream, baby, it's been a real kid. So I hope to see y'all again, right here on the Trucker John live stream. We gonna do it again and again and again, right here on the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't